You've always got probably 20 tonne either coming in over your head or going out over your head. Some of the stoves from third world countries are very poor. It's like they open the lids and just tip it in there, and 1 minute you can be there, next minute you can be gone. And that's how dangerous the industry is. One of the worstest days I've ever seen down there in the whole 11 years.
The Howard government's agenda really was only to break the back of organised labour, and they wanted to put fear in their belly. And what it did, of course, in the dilution of regulation and legislation, spilled over into occupational health and safety. You can't introduce foreign ships, floating factories without any regulation, and not introduce an enormous amount of risk and danger to those workers that work in and around those ships.
As well as it being very dangerous, now it's all about productivity. They want to put more cargo on the ship, get it out twice as quick. When it comes to the crane operators, forklifts zooming up and down the wharfs, in and out of sheds, everybody's put under the pump. But it's all about cutting costs these days, which cutting costs ends up cutting someone's life.
The Maritime Union has taken the initiative to introduce a national safety code of practice into the industry. This has been a consequence of 4 of our members being killed in the last 4 years on the job. There's been a bipartisan approach with the employers and obviously working with the state and federal governments to put it in place.
Part of the prosecution of a successful national campaign is the mobilisation of a successful international campaign. Ship comes into Melbourne and Sydney, then it'll be in Japan. It'll be in a port in India. Same industry. And as the chairman of the ITF Dock Workers section, we took it to the Fair Practices meeting, and international dock workers and seafarers said that if we were going to have a properly regulated international industry, then safety for dock workers was one of the priorities in delivering that. So we're mobilised on the ground, in the job, in the parliaments, state and federally, and in the international arena, and we will not be denied until these foreign workplaces are coming up to a standard that is acceptable in Australia, not Mongolian, not Indonesian, Australian standards of protection, and that can only be done by a national code of practice.
What we all should strive to, that's us as a union and the employers and the governments, is strive to have world's best practice in safety.
You should be able to walk in the gate and walk out that day the same way you've walked in and get home and see your family.
They were taken unnaturally in a way that could have been prevented. What drives us is their memory and the determination that should never and will never happen again on our watch.